My name is Derek Lichtenwalner. I work with Nestlé Waters North America, based out of Allentown, Pennsylvania, and I'm here to share my Power App story with you. So this is just a little bit about the background of Nestlé Waters North America. We started in 1976 with just one brand, Perrier, and since then we've grown substantially. Nestlé Waters North America is a subsidiary of Nestlé Incorporated, who together has about 300,000 associates and over 2,000 brands. Now there's a lot going on this slide, but this is more based on Nestlé Waters North America specifically, with the main points really being that we want to be 25% recycled plastic use by 2021, and by 2025 we look to have 50% of our plastic be reused. Who am I? This is me and my story. I'm the Poker King of Allentown. So Poker is a social media platform that we use within my facility, focused on training, communication, things of that sort. I was the one who brought it in, set it up, trained everybody on it, so that's how I was dubbed the Poker King of Allentown. I started out as a bricklayer right out of high school. I was there for about 10 years with the bricklayer union, and that was a great time, but it really didn't allow me to work with a computer at all. So the last time I touched one before this job at Nestle was greater than 10 years ago. I've held many positions at Nestlé Waters, anywhere from a seasonal production technician to a line supervisor to a support role as a TPM coordinator, and TPM is total production maintenance. And most recently, now I'm a digital transformation analyst. You can see by the picture there, I'm happily married and I've got 7 beautiful children, 6 daughters and 1 son. It can be crazy over here at times, but it's quite wonderful. We had our hackathon in Allentown for Microsoft, really kicking off Power Apps in our journey in May of 2019. So I'm going to jump in and do a live demonstration of our most used app. It's called the AM app, stands for Autonomous Maintenance. That's just one of the pillars of TPM and some of the things that group focuses on. And that's really around the operator side of how we work. This app is used by about 400 people, anywhere from operators, supervisors, mechanics, and it's deployed across both of our factories in Allentown here. Just this app alone, I've estimated to save us roughly 214 hours per month, as well as some other savings between paper usage, zip ties, ink, things like that. So this is the application. It's the AM app, and you can see how the different tabs are here across the top for everybody to select whatever they need to. I'm just going to run you through the tagging portion of this, as it's our favorite portion of this app so far. So right here, off the bat, I've got a hidden button here, mainly for use by the supervisors, but it just gives a little pie chart here as far as who's been the one creating the most tags, things like that. And for anyone who doesn't know, tagging is essentially a system where we find and detect abnormalities with the equipment, so that way we can fix them before it leads to a breakdown and prolonged downtime. So we can select our factory. We can select our department, and you notice the pie chart is updating as we go through it too. And then our line. Now down here it gives us a brief snapshot of some of our more critical information, things that most likely the supervisors are going to want to review the next day before they go into their operational reviews. But this is if there's any safety issues, quality issues, anything that needs urgent addressing, it's going to be found right here. And this all updates as well by our selections in these drop downs. So we can tell at one shot whether we have any safety tags across both of our factories or right down to a specific line. And once we go to this register, it comes up with our line layout for, in this case, line 17. So everywhere from our first machine on that line to the last machine, it's all listed here in the layout view. We've got different color tags. So a red would mean that a mechanic is the one who has the skill set to be able to solve that tag or correct that issue. And a blue would be for an operator, that they could fix that themselves. The exclamation marks are any of those high priority tags. It could be safety, it could be quality, it could be imminent failure of a machine part. And that'll come up as that exclamation mark. We can also select if we just want to see any safety or quality tags. In this case, we don't have any. All of ours are under minor stop or minor failures or base condition. But we could just toggle these off and just have it view one bucket should we have something in them. So we can see where on the line it is. It's very easy to create a tag. It's very intuitive. It's all used by slider bars, and we can place them wherever we want on the machine. We confirm those coordinates, and then we can proceed to fill out the rest of our tagging information. This is very consistent with how we did it with the paper tags. This is almost a mirror of our paper tag system, so it wasn't a very far jump. It's just now them using it on a desktop computer or most likely an iPad that we have for them. It's very easy for them to fill out now. And they can also attach pictures on the next screen too. And then back here at this register, we also have different list views down here of if we want to see just the blue tags or red tags, tags that haven't yet been seen by the mechanics. But we can just go in and select that. It'll bring up all of them. And the nice thing about the list is it also includes their picture right in here too, if they attached anything. And then all of the pertinent information for that tag. And obviously that picture is not very big to see it here, so we can also enlarge that. And they can attach more than one picture too. One of the other nice things is this team priority checkbox. So this is for the operators and mechanic on that line even. If they have something that they want to be addressed during their next downtime, they can select this box, and later the line supervisor is going to see that and can then filter by it. And that is the tagging app in a nutshell, or the tagging portion of the AM app in a nutshell. Some of the other apps that I've worked on are the check-in system app. This is great for a few different reasons. Number one, it frees up our front desk administrator to be able to do her work a little bit more effectively and efficiently by not having to be constantly pulled away by new people coming in to visit. As this application also uses Power Automate to send off a flow and an email to their host when that visitor gets here. Also, this serves as our muster point accountability check sheet for any visitors who are still signed in. We can quickly and accurately understand who is here, their contact information, who they're here to see, and also account if they're at the muster point or not. This next one is the Power and Control database. This is essentially a digital log sheet used for maintenance reasons. So between the mechanics, the PLC technicians, that's who actually brought the idea up to me that it would be nice to have this digital logbook. So it captures all of the information right down to a specific component on the machine that they can say, this is what I changed, and that this logbook never gets up and walks away. It's always visible to the line resource or supervisor, the operator, the mechanic, all at the same time, and there's never a gap in that communication. This next one is was brought to me from IT. So they wanted a way to be able to track their hours a little bit better on what projects they're doing, in what factory, the amount of time, who's doing it. So it's just an easy, quick snapshot. It took us about an hour, and that was me teaching that person from IT how to do it. So it was a quick way to get their buy-in into Power Apps as well. This next one is AWG and MWG assessment. So the AWGs are the autonomous work group, also known as the operators, and MWG is the maintenance work group, or the mechanics. In TPM, there's different steps, and they each have to pass an assessment for that step before we can officially say we're in step 2 or step 3. So this is a way to go through, make sure we hit on all of those points, get the passing score, making sure that we hit all of the mandatory items on the list, things like that. It's also got a built-in graph, so we can see the progress that they've made over the last several times that they've completed this assessment for that line. Some of the other applications that I'm working on are listed here, but the nice thing about this is we've got a mix between quality, safety, operations, maintenance. It's all included in here, so everybody is seeing the benefit from Power Apps very quickly. And I estimate between these apps and all the ones I walked you through prior to this, that we're going to save roughly 532 hours per month. And that's between operators, supervisors, and managers. What does the future hold? So anybody who's ever seen Back to the Future knows the flux capacitor, right? It's the optimal part of the DeLorean that gives them the ability to go back in time or to the future if they need. And that's kind of what I see Power Apps as. Not as a time traveling device yet, maybe in the future, who knows. But I see it as an enabler, a way that gives us the possibility to create apps and use technology that we had never thought possible before, at least in my facility. We never had anything like this that we could create on our own, modify on our own, debug on our own. We had very zoned in apps that were created by people who've never seen a production floor. So that's really what I see Power Apps as, is the flux capacitor. And thank you very much. I appreciate you lending your ear to me during this time, and I hope my story inspired you. I'd say my biggest challenge right now is we're trying to use everything with SharePoint right now for our database because we don't have the premium licensing yet. Once we do, having CDS to be able to use will make things a lot easier, especially when we're trying to expand across 26 or so factories just for Nestlé Waters. But then we have the other markets that are hearing about this as well and are looking towards using this too. So that CDS platform or database would be integral in that. I would leverage the Power Apps community. They are great. They're very knowledgeable. There's a great structure there for people to reach out with their questions. Many times, any questions I've had have already been answered by many different people chiming in, but it allows me to get to my solution very quick.